Okay, so the plan today is to move some of these rocks. I'm going to roll them over to their position, and hopefully I can leverage them up to where they need to be. We'll see. Then we're going to dig in our little creek, which is, well, you can't see it from here. Anyway, we're going to dig in our little creek. I've added some plants to our little wading pool, and I think that's pretty much going to be it today, because this is going to be hard. But we'll see if we can't get some of these rocks moved and get our little creek dug in, and that should be pretty nice for the day. So here, hold on a second, I'll show you some plants. So here's our little wading pool. It comes down from the bog. I've planted some guppy grass in the bog. Hopefully it'll take off like a shot. This is our little wading pool, and all that stuff there should take root in the sand, and the water will give it nutrients, and it should grow pretty nicely. Hopefully the sun doesn't whack it. That's my biggest concern. There's a nice couple pieces of wood there with some nice moss growing on them, which we're going to try and propagate down to the rocks and stuff. And anywhere that I can get stuff to kind of hole up and hold plants in place, rocks or deep spots in the creek, we'll get more plants in there, and they'll take root and they'll start growing, and they will help in the massive process of filtrating this pond. Pond's doing pretty well. I do have a leak somewhere because I've lost about, looks like about 8 inches of water overnight. So I still got to find the leaks. I see that there's some drip off the side of the waterfall here that is back behind where the plastic for the pond is. So part of it might be there. Actually, I think there's probably a couple of small leaks that are contributing to look like one large leak. You'll notice that our lily pads are doing pretty well in the pond. They're starting to come up. Those will eventually pretty much carpet, or pretty much cover the whole top of the pond, and we'll have to clip it back from time to time, but that's fine. And it's starting to filter a bit. It's still green. We got algae, but that's because the biomass of plants isn't high enough yet to defeat the algae that's using up the nutrients in the bottom soil. But anyway, remove some rocks and dig in our little river and add a pipe, another 2-inch outflow to the second canister filter there. That should release the pressure and should give us the ability to turn the pump up a little bit. So let's go do some stuff. I think that's it for rocks on this side of the waterfall. I mean, it seems likely I'll probably still move stuff around a little bit, but we've pretty much got our concrete pads hidden, tucked away behind the rocks. I might put one more back up there if I can muster the energy to lift it up there. A few more rocks on that ledge right there just to cover up that block a bit more. But other than that, I think this side is complete. The other side, on the other hand, is nowhere near. And that's partially because the rocks are completely on the other side of this freaking hill. Way over there. And I have to walk them all the way around there. So, you can imagine, I'm not super excited about that prospect, but I guess we're going to get to it. Here it is from the front with half the blocks in place. Looks a lot better than it did, doesn't it? Rocks make all the difference. So now I need to get some on that other side, and that'll balance that out, and it will look much, much better. We're getting there. One rock at a time. Okay, so here's our little split. I'm gonna have to Gorilla Glue those 3 joining bits of tarp together. But we run down this little river, and there's our first little reflecting, I don't know, dip pool, whatever, toe pool. And it runs down this way, and then gets a nice speed up, pour down the hill, and into that little pool that then pours off the end. And what this does, it does a couple of things. A, it's really pretty, I think, once it's finished and dug in and everything is correct. But pretty is good. The second thing is it gives me a way to control the speed of the waterfall once I turn up the pump and get a lot more water flow going down our little river. So I do have some spots there that are going to overflow. I have to tap up some, but then we get really good water pressure down our little river. And then here it hits, and it comes in so fast that it will start going over the end of our water, or the edges of our waterfall. Our split river here gives us an opportunity to take some of that water away and run it down a hill and just get it out of the way of the waterfall. And it ends up being really pretty too.